Hey everybody, today we're going to talk all about some small talk. We're not just going to talk about any small talk, we're going to talk about strategic, my T's a little messed up, strategic small talk. What do you do with this small talk? Why is it so important? Well, the reason we got to talk about small talk is because small talk has everything to do with communication. Communication is so important because communication has everything to do with friendship. In this video, we are talking about small talk and strategies with small talk, but all of this really just has to do with how to make friends. So with communication, it's really important. You're not going to really have that many friendships without communication, if any, really. So if you don't get anything else out of this video, there'll be this one thing, and that is that small talk is a team sport. All right? So it's part of communication, which is what leads to friendship, and it's a team sport. And we're going to illustrate exactly what this strategy is with small talk, and we're going to do it with this pyramid here. So this pyramid, we're going to draw like so. Starts at the top with disclosure, because that's what we're really trying to get here. Because in friendships, you tell stories. That's really what friendship's all about. But you can't really get to this point where you tell stories until you develop a certain amount of trust. And that's really what this pyramid here is going to measure. It's a trust metric. Okay? So we have this arrow all the way going down here. And trust is developed through what Micah Otter calls progressive disclosure. Progressive disclosure. So when you go up to somebody, the reason why small talk is so important is you're not going to tell them your deepest, darkest secret right off the bat. You're going to have to start off a little bit small. If you're going to go to someone and tell them your deepest, darkest secret, first thing, what you're really looking for is a therapist and not a friend. And what we're doing here is teaching you how to make friends through small talk. So that's why we're doing this. So disclosure is what we're getting to, but you can't start there immediately. You have to start from a foundation of this pyramid of small talk. And that starts with two other things. And those things are specifically disposition. Disposition. Your disposition being how you carry yourself. Simple as that. And then the next thing being discourse. How you ask questions, how you answer those questions. And so let me just give you some do's and don'ts of disposition, discourse, and disclosure here, so you can form this strategy of small talk. So with disposition, here's a quick do. Watch the other person's feet and eyes. If their feet are pointed away from you, they're probably ready to get out of the conversation. If their eyes are wandering, maybe they've lost some interest. Well, also another do is keep your feet pointed at them. Keep your eyes directed at them. But here's just a quick don't about your disposition. Don't cross your arms. It just shows that you're closed and not really engaged. And everything with your eyes and feet and everything with your disposition is about being open and engaged to this person and actually caring about what they're going to say. And that leads us to discourse and some of the do's and don'ts with that. So a quick do with discourse is say the person's name. Say name. Don't just say dude, man, girlfriend, whatever. Actually say, hey, so-and-so. A person's name is the sweetest sound that they can hear their entire day. I guarantee that. But there's also a don't. And that don't is, don't just talk about yourself. Talk about self. Not good. I guarantee you, people will like you almost instantly more if you talk about what they like to talk about. It's as simple as that. And that finally gets us to disclosure, where we have our do's and don'ts. A do, and that's just harkening back to what we have here with our trust line, our metric there with progressive disclosure. You got to start small. Start small. Don't say things that are big and open and scary at first, Just start with the basic minimum things, how to get to know each other, okay? Things that aren't going to make somebody sweat, all right? And then a don't, and this is important. Don't be a topper. What I mean by this is don't be somebody who just engages in small talk so that you can hear what someone else is doing, and then you can give an excuse for yourself to say what you're doing and how much better what you're doing is. Sometimes this is called alpha dogging, and that's not really the purpose of any of this because we're trying to make friends. And if you remember, small talk is a team sport, not a competition. And all of this is to say that small talk really is important because the way you engage in small talk really is something that's going to represent your friendship as a whole. If your small talk is consisting mostly of complaints, maybe arguments, maybe a lot of comparisons and competitions, maybe that's what your friendship is based off to begin with. And as small group leaders, whatever it is you're doing, is that really the way you want it to be based off of? Maybe ask yourself that question. I hope this was helpful. Thanks all.